Oh, gosh. I'll turn these on. Like later that day. And I know Chris. I was just like, and then I made the. Because like, the girls first.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's from Brooklyn Compass. Yeah.
That's. They had an absolute blast.
Dude, thank you. Little tired, but we are good.
He's the best. She's so fun right now. You're a part. Oh, afterwards, nice.
Do we have enough people to start, Karen?
I think we do have quorum. Or we'll filter in.
Yeah, we got 4.
We have 5. Okay, we have 5 people.
Oh yeah, we do have 5. I teach math, social studies, not math. Math is off.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Breckenridge Social Equity and Advisory Commission meeting for June 18th.
Alrighty, I'm gonna call roll. Jordan Burns, or Chair Jordan Burns,
Here.
Vice Chair Tosh Greer. Here. Town Council Liaison Carol Sade.
Here.
Commissioner Isaura Cirillo. Not here. Commissioner Jotuan Daniels.
Present.
Commissioner June Walters. She's absent. She is on a trip. Commissioner Ujala Vatas. Online, but she might be running a little late. Commissioner Michelle Mahoney.
Present.
Commissioner Abigail Martinez.
Present.
Just do a bite. Wrong time.
Cool. So I'd like to have a discussion or an approval of the agenda from last meeting.
I move to approve agenda.
I second.
Awesome. And then will there be a discussion or can we approve the minutes from last meeting?
I motion to approve.
Ujala wants us to make a little edit that Rich's last name, Rich, the person that's going to help us with the bikes, his last name is spelled Banach. So I will make sure to make that change.
Sweet. So with that correction, was there approval for the minutes?
Approve.
And a second?
I'll second.
Perfect. And on into staff summary.
Perfect. Let's start with the Spanish fitness sessions. So I wanted to give you guys an update since this does come. It started with our immigrant rights and advocacy subcommittee that requested that the rec center offer more bilingual fitness classes and opportunities and things that our bilingual community members, primarily Spanish speakers, could join. And they now have a Spanish fitness class called Ejercicio con Amigos, or Fitness with Friends. And it's going to be led by our instructor, Janitza Rivera. It sounds like the HIIT class was not very popular. So we're going to try this other format where it's going to be 4 sessions for $35. And they're going to be able to do like an intro into fitness. There's going to be a little bit of cardio, weight training, and overall wellness. So each one she'll customize depending on what the group needs. So it's like a hybrid between personal training and group fitness, which will be really cool. I think people will really enjoy. We did have 7 people sign up, and I think it'll be exciting. It starts actually today.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Mm-hmm.
So what was the HIIT class? Like, why was it not a big hit? Did we get any data or feedback?
We did not. No. We didn't, they just stopped coming. So we did not get any data on why. And that's what we're hoping to get this time. So as well, because she is customizing it kind of a little bit to them. She's going to ask them what they want, what they need, what their community needs. So we're going to gather some of that feedback from the 7 attendees that go.
My partner Amy went once and yeah, we noticed it wasn't on the schedule anymore when she wanted to go again. And I was just wondering what had happened.
Yeah. We did have a lot of English speakers that joined, or not a lot, but primarily it was English speakers.
Right.
But then they also stopped showing. So
Hmm.
we just wanted to change it up and try something new.
How did we outreach for this next session?
We kept it the same, so the same channels that we usually do. Social media is a huge one. The instructor helped also spread it to her groups. She is a coach with the cycle effect, so she helped spread that word there. We send it over to our community partners, which now includes BGB and their housekeeping department. So we sent it over to them as well. Social media, and I think that was an email blast through the recreation group.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm glad we have 7 and
Mhm.
hopefully more folks learn about it.
Yeah, and I think it'll help us learn also what people need and why
Mhm.
people are not coming, and what can we do to make it better. Any other questions?
No, thank you.
The next thing is another one that they're also doing is Spanish adult beginner swimming lessons. So those are going to be offered twice a week. Our instructor there, she has a lot of experience with adult learners. She actually teaches for CMC. She teaches English as a second language. So she's super friendly and accommodating. So she'll be great. And we actually saw people sign up fairly quickly for these. So these are popular. And same channels to communicate. Any questions? No. The other one is our Pedal Together community bike sessions. Those start tomorrow. I think it's going great. I was able to text them 2 days ago about reminding everyone, and I think everyone seems really excited. It looks like we are going to have some families, some kids and adults. The instructor is also going to be Janitza, who coaches with the Cycle Effect, so she's going to be able to give that bilingual instruction. And then Tony from Open Space and Trails is going to help with the English instruction. So. But there's room. There's still 14 spots for July 10th, and we have 13 out of the spots filled. Any questions? No, we don't have presenters today.
Then has everyone had a chance to look at the Celebrate Diversity calendar?
No,
I don't, was it included in our packet?
we're seeing it. It was in the packet.
Yeah, it's in the packet.
Yeah, let me find this then.
Email it to you
Let me
guys. real
know.
quick. Let me email it.
Just a quick reminder, if we could please use the microphone.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys, sending it to you now.
Where is that thing?
Well, I guess we can start by talking about, do you guys want to share how the subcommittee uses it and how they got here, I guess, to decide on the different ones selected?
Yeah, so with the diversity calendar over the years, we've been constantly looking for events that we can continue to educate ourselves on and the community. So just finding months with points of interest or historic events that have happened in that month. That way we can celebrate those communities. So upcoming for July, we have Disability Pride Month. And
So it should be in your email.
Thank you, Flor.
Oh, okay, I understand. It was under the subcommittee updates. We thought maybe it would be like the full
Actual calendar.
calendar idea.
That makes
So,
sense.
Got it.
Oh, her attachment is though.
But I did send the
Oh,
full attachment.
This attachment's much different than that.
Oh, okay.
and we always looked
I
at
guess so.
these events and tried to decide how we could best educate, whether it would be through a video or just a social media post or an event. So that's generally our goal with anything on the diversity calendar, just what the form of our education will be in. Because I know like for Black History Month, we did the cooking class. For Spanish Heritage Month, I think we did a post and some cooking classes. So just trying to figure out the best way that we can engage with the community and celebrate and educate. So I think the most important thing that we can do and like what we've decided over the years and what we continue to focus on primarily is education.
Yeah, building some awareness. And I think we wanted your feedback on if that's the correct way you want to do it. And also, how do we, to June's point, start using our equity lens tool so that when we do celebrate and we build awareness, we're doing it in a way that fits the identified group of people that we're celebrating, and that how do we make sure that, you know, if we like talk about doing a movie, is that appropriate? Do people want something else? And within our abilities to do so, but at the same time, keeping that voice of who we're celebrating primarily, so that we are doing it in a way that's respectful and actually impactful. And sorry, guys, I just sent you an updated one too. I think I might have sent you the wrong one.
Yeah, thanks for sending that, Floor, and to the subcommittee for reviewing it. I think one of the reasons we want to look at the year in full to see what we're celebrating, to see if there's any gaps or other things we want to add. I know within the Celebrate Diversity Subcommittee, there's times where there's not enough time to create an event. Or a partnership, because often we lean on our partners. So I think what's great about this calendar, it also gives us an idea, an overview of what we're celebrating, but also how we're spending our time. We have limited resources. Floor doesn't have all the time in the world. Our partners don't. So being very strategic with how we're planning our celebration. So I think they all look great. And did the Celebrate Diversity Subcommittee think that something was missing or they wanted to add something for next year?
It feels like we've added at least one thing every year, just because we find out about a new community that in the world that deserves to be celebrated and hasn't had the opportunity to be celebrated in the past. So it's constantly evolving, just as we all grow and learn about just more communities that are out there and deserve love. So we always have our eyes out, which has been really fun. It's been really fun just like learning myself and then having the opportunity to educate. So I think the diversity calendar seems like it's always going to be like that ever growing and evolving part of things. But I think it will the things that we keep consistent from year to year as it grows, there'll be more opportunities to involve our community partners. So by just having a history of having done something, we can invite more people into next year if they didn't get the opportunity this year. Because that kind of seems like how Prad's been growing, because it was awesome this weekend. And it seems like since that first year, we've had more opportunities to invite more community partners to be involved. And that's been really fun to see.
And during our subcommittee, this past one, we talked about how we're gonna try to see what else is happening and what other partners are doing. So Jill's gonna like take it and compare it to her Breck Create event calendar, and then June will take it and compare it to Breck History. And Building Hope will do the same. So kind of if there's anything that our community partners are already doing, like Hispanic Heritage Month would be a great thing to kind of how do we support Jill and her team at Breck Create with their festival, and just, you know, continuing to support each other as we all celebrate diversity together. But any thoughts, anything you want to see change or?
I'd just say, this is a really helpful tool, the calendar you sent. So as we learn about partner organizations, events, let's maybe include it in there so we know what's going on and how we can support them.
Sweet. On to community outreach and engagement. I did get to meet the Warm Cookies team when they were here for town party. They're awesome. And got to do like the postcard. That was a really fun event, or fun activation, I guess is probably the better word. And then just let them know that we're here as a commission and that we'd love to meet with them in the future and just talk with them more about some of the other things that they'd love to do in the town. I know that they wanted to work more throughout a lot of the towns and kind of have like almost like traveling events between like here and Leadville and Denver, and just to start to bring a lot of the like those smaller communities together. So like it was pretty cool to learn that that's some of their goals.
Do we have any idea how many folks filled out postcards?
Do we?
So I think about half of them, 250 in English and 50 in Spanish. And, but some people took them and they wanted to complete them themselves. Like they wanted to think about it, which was not exactly the activity, but he said, hey, however people want to kind of engage with it. Weather was not on our side that day, but I still think they made the most of it. And Evan Weissman from Warm Cookies was there with his family, and it was actually a whole family affair. The kids had an activity as well, which was super fun, asking people what they loved most about Breckenridge. And so I think it was successful given, you know, the weather and the turnout and everything. We had to move them inside because everything was blowing around. But and to sort of answer what you were just sharing, they are working on this project called Future Town with a lot of municipalities throughout Colorado. And they come and they sort of workshop, you know, how you envision your community in the future in super fun and engaging ways, but always through art and these sort of fun interactive activities. And they are working with Silverthorne, I think later this year, maybe in August, on one of these. So it could be interesting to chat with Silverthorne too about that experience. But they're just very involved throughout the state and very well respected with institutions and the work they're doing. So I do think it's worth, if you are interested, you all having a call with them to see what's possible and what they can support on. And we're absolutely, totally open to facilitating and helping that too, if that helps.
Maybe that's something the civic engagement subcommittee can think about or talk about. I'm looking at you, Joe Tuan, because I think you're on it, right?
It's hard to, yeah, I think so. Yeah, I was like, it's hard to remember what I'm on. I had to scroll down to make sure, yeah, my name is on civic engagement.
Yeah, I got the chance to speak with Evan, and he's really passionate about the work that they do. And I think both you and Abigail and Ujala will have a really fun time speaking with him. He is just a ball of positive energy, and it's awesome.
So, okay, next civic engagement meeting. Sweet.
So does anyone else have anything to say about town party or warm cookies?
I guess thank you to Jill and her team, but I know it's mostly Jill doing all the work. So thank you for helping with that, helping doing all that.
Thank you very much, Jill.
So how can we work with
Then the Immigration Rights and Advocacy Subcommittee will meet after this meeting on the 20th of June. So we'll move forward to civic engagement.
We'll go after. No, keep going. You're doing great.
Thank you.
You.
Carol, Jotuan, Ujala.
Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead. Civic engagement, we met and reviewed grant application for the NRO, and it was specific for women in the arts. This was yeah, wasn't this the second one, Floor? We had asked them to, again, we're getting a little bit better with this group in terms of asking these individuals who would like to utilize these funds to be very specific in terms of the work that they are doing. Is it scalable? What does this work look like? Et cetera, et cetera. We thought that this was a better application, and it was very strong in terms of trying to highlight women within the arts with these community events, activations, et cetera, set to happen almost, about a month from now. And so we decided to move it forward. I don't know if there's anything else I need to do with that one beyond, like,
Yay. I'm in.
yeah, asking, is everybody okay if we move that grant forward? Laura mentioned earlier to start the meeting, we dialed in the dates for the Pedal Together events and starting tomorrow. And then don't we have them, like once a month between now and the fall, if I'm not mistaken. And then we actually kind of delved into a conversation that we started here with Lori Best and Town Council about housing input. And so I think as a group, we had just wanted to continue to be a part of those conversations. Trying to be sure that we are not allowing blind spots to cloud, I guess, this work that we're doing in the realm of housing, but also making sure that we are doing this in a way that is efficient, effective, and makes sense for all involved. Got an update from Scott about what the town was doing in that regard. Hopefully we will continue to be, you know what I mean, that voice within those discussions that'll hopefully make sure that these sorts of big town-based decisions are executed carefully.
And we'll, after we make it through the committee updates, we'll go back to a mini housing discussion, but those are all really great points, Joe Tuan.
Awesome. It wasn't really the space to have this discussion, but I had a captive audience at that time, and I just mentioned some of the work that I'm doing at Colorado Mountain College in the adult education realm. And for me personally, within the programs that I'm responsible for at the college, I am starting to see a tremendous need, not only in the adult education space, but also in that space of digital literacy. And so I was able to get one of those classes off the ground this summer, which started off with 4 students, and I'm happy to report we have 9 currently right now. However, I am thinking that maybe I am missing a whole swath of individuals within the county by only targeting this class within the English language learner space. And so my goal is to see if I can continue to hire people and continue to build that program so that perhaps maybe we can offer digital literacy both for our language learners, but also just for the general public and, just for individuals who need that as more people, economy starting to fluctuate. Where I sit in the college, that means people will be entering and leaving the workforce in various, capacities. Individuals who were 20 years on a job that might not necessarily know this space definitely need those skills to be successful moving forward. So we're trying to work on those sorts of things at the college level.
Quiero añadir algo respecto a lo que el compañero está hablando de las clases de inglés.
I want to add something regarding the ESL classes that he is talking about.
Varios estudiantes han hablado conmigo que falta café en las escuelas y pues claro que yo sé que es un presupuesto, pero muchos llegan de trabajar y por ejemplo Mountain Dreamers, ellos ofrecen café y eso pues atrae a la gente. No sé si se puede poner café en la escuela y eso anima mucho a las personas.
Some of the students in the class have told me that there's no coffee offered, and coffee sometimes brings people to be more engaged. I know Mountain Dreamers offers coffee, so just a simple hint, maybe you could add coffee.
We tend to have coffee. Is there a specific campus that they are saying that? Because I know at Dillon, we have coffee out in the front office space frequently.
Especialmente en Dilo hablo por varios compañeros que tuve en la escuela y no había café y se ponían un poco tristes.
I am talking specifically about Dylan. Some of the classmates were a little sad to not be able to grab coffee.
Okay. I'll chase that lead when I'm back in the office tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
And then I guess this is gonna go in civic engagement because I guess it could be in other matters, but it fits in here. At Pride, there was the Gore Range Gravity Alliance. They're a nonprofit, they're all women, and they facilitate all women-led events. So they've been doing biking events and trail running events. And I got their email and I'll send it to Floor because I would really love to have them come present to us because I think they're really cool in what they're doing for the community. Yeah, I just had a chance to talk with them and I thought that they'd be a really fun group to potentially help with a grant, but to learn more about, to have more, I guess, female-led, female-based environments in our community. Because I think that just the friendship, the camaraderie of having friends with understanding, I think are really important. So I mean, things I'll never understand from a woman's perspective. So I think having a community doing the things that you enjoy to do and enjoying the outdoors here in those environments would be very powerful for the women in our community.
What's their name and where are they based out of again?
Gore Range Gravity Alliance. I'm not sure where they're based out of directly. But I do have their email and I'll send that to our equity email and to Floor. and we can coordinate with them to have them present with us soon. Because just having met them myself, I think if they had the opportunity to present to everyone, it would be more powerful hearing everything from them and not from me. I do not want to mansplain their initiatives. Why? But yeah, I was really excited to meet them at Pride, and yeah, I really enjoyed them as humans and what they're doing for the mountain community. Cool. So I think we are on to Carol.
Yes,
and
so
her update.
going back a little bit for a housing conversation. I think, like, I know I appreciated it, council appreciated it. The discussion that we had last meeting was really insightful. So to give an update on two things. So first, Joe Tuan, what was you updated us on within housing in general? Town council had our retreat and housing was the top priority. So very much so, everything within housing, it's a priority. We want to do it better. We want to make sure our programs are working intended. We have an incredible housing staff, and as town council, as leadership, we want to learn. So we're going to bring back housing conversations in general to hear from this committee, because we want to hear what you're hearing in your networks, what you've experienced, just identifying any potential gaps in our programs, where our programs could be better, everything from the programs themselves to outreach. So that's something that is a top priority, and we want to continue to hear from you. So we're going to keep talking about that. And in our monthly meetings, at the end of the meeting, there's always other matters. So if you hear something pressing, like, bring it up. We want to hear about it, but know that we're going to have specific future housing discussions. Next meeting, we'll have Lori come back again, and likely Shannon, the town manager, will come too. And in that discussion, we want to specifically talk about the runway project. So you all know from Lori last meeting, the runway project, that's the last neighborhood that town can build where the airport lots are. So where we are in the process right now, we've passed an agreement with the developer that really sets the framework and structure for how this partnership with this private developer will move forward. And at these upcoming meetings, town council is going to start talking about vertical build, everything from unit size to ADUs to ownership of other units, those topics we started to talk about last time. So as a heads up, next meeting, we'll have a pretty detailed memo about certain elements of the runway project, and we'd love your input. We'd love you to chat with your network. So that'll be in the July meeting. Flora, Helen, am I missing anything within that? Yeah. But otherwise, we wanted to save this time to see if anyone had unfinished thoughts about housing. I know we were short on time, so we cut the discussion a little bit. We have some time on our agenda today. If anyone wants to either finish a topic or bring up a topic, or just throw out a topic you think is important that we can vet more in detail at a future meeting.
No, like I felt very, well, I felt very comfortable with the feedback that I provided or the comments that I've provided. Seems like a lot of that has been taken into consideration. I don't have anything to continue from our last meeting last month. I'm not sure if any of my other fellow commissioners do. for me personally, I do felt like that my concerns were very much heard at that meeting with Lori and on record.
Myself, I'm just looking forward to learning where the progression is gone at this point, because I feel like we said so much. So I guess I'd like to hear from Lori and Shannon and just kind of see how things have transitioned. I don't really have much of an opinion or any questions at the moment. I'm okay.
Okay, great. And then this kind of segues into another topic. I know as a commission, we've often talked about how do our discussions, how do our thoughts get to council? So for commissioners' awareness, in every town council meeting, after a commission meeting, our minutes are in the council packet. So council members can read over our discussions, see what the topics were. Also, my role as the council rep is to bring things up to council and highlight things. So specifically with this next discussion with the runway, that's something council really wants feedback. So internally, Scott, Helen, Flora, and I, we're gonna find a way to bring that up to council in a memo, and ahead of our commission meeting, we might have some specific questions to see if we can say the commission recommends this for maybe one element or not. So that's something we're continuing to work through. But if any time commissioners think there's something that like, hey, this is really important, we want to make sure council knows, please bring it up. Like I will highlight it, Fleur will highlight it, we'll keep note of it internally, but we're still trying to find those ways to really recommend things to council. And I think working through the runway, which is a very specific project where town council wants specific input, that'll be a way for us to learn how to bring up that input in maybe a more formal way.
Thank you so much, Carol, Floor, Helen, and Scott, for being the translators, the interpreters, the communicators for us to town council. And if we're okay with that discussion, we just have some upcoming community events. And we have the Pedal Together event that Ujela's been working on so amazingly, and our subcommittees. Thank you so much. That'll be tomorrow, June 19th from 5:30 to 7:30. And where will that event start?
So we're going to be on the North Avalanche shop right next to, oh goodness,
Northside Pizza.
Northside Pizza. Thank you. Yeah. And initially the plan was to have this once. And after talking to everyone, it blossomed into a 4-month, repeat event. And just to sort of continuously grow, hopefully over the next few years. And we have 13 people signed up. We had limited ourselves to 14 tomorrow. And I'm just very excited. And I think during our conversation, it was just a thought in my head of something I wanted to bring up. And within, I think, weeks, thanks to Floor's leadership and just our community members, it's blossomed into an event. And I'm very excited and just grateful for the community that we live in, how quickly, when it comes to sharing the passion of this community and the love, it's so effervescent. It's amazing. So thank you. Yeah, I'm very excited.
Awesome. And then we also have 4th of July. We have the Independence Day Parade and the Firecracker 50 from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And then they're from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're activations with Brett Create. And I believe
And sorry, there's
Okay.
another one that I wanted to highlight that I didn't put on there.
Juneteenth.
Tomorrow we have, but you should share that one definitely. Tomorrow we have farmers market, the new farmers market that's focused on produce or fresh produce. They're going to be at the exchange lot from 4 to 7. And Kelly will be there. Our mayor will be there with a table, with a ton of Breckenridge tables. So come say hello, but also if you ever want to join her, the town council and Kelly are willing to share a table with us, and we can talk to the community and kind of learn, share about the commission, but also hear from them. And it's very informal, nothing official, but just something that people can count on every Thursday at the farmers market.
And it's our first time doing this where people can expect every Thursday, someone from town will be there, and we're kind of trying to meet some folks where they are, as we always try and do with this commission. So it'll be the same night where the air stage concerts are happening at the Arts District, and then this farmers market. So we feel like a lot of folks will come down. But so as Floor said, every Thursday, the town will have a table with a really nice logo on it that we just got. But if any commissioner wants to just hang out for a little bit, be a resource, we'll learn as these Thursdays go on, how many folks come and talk. And I think it'll be an opportunity for the commission to engage.
Do we have representation tomorrow?
I'll be there, Scott will be there, and Kelly will be there. So I can wear both hats, but if anyone's available, I know it overlaps with the first bike event, but no, every Thursday, that'll be happening. And as these progress, if we want to have a theme to one of the Thursdays and have more commissioners there, we can do that. So, for your own awareness.
If I go to the Brick Create event tomorrow, I'm still trying to figure out my day tomorrow. I'll try to come join y'all and represent the commission as best as possible.
Yeah, thank you.
And also tomorrow, Juneteenth, there will be performances on the. Thank you so much, Jill.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Thank you so much. So yeah, we are doing a Juneteenth celebration tomorrow during Air Stage Après, which is also in tandem with the new farmers market, which is everyone is very excited about that. And then we're going to have the reminders. We'll be playing music, and we also will have barbecue available from, I think they're 5 Diamond, is it 5-star? Black Diamond. Okay, sorry. And we're also doing a film screening on July 1st of the film Motherlode, and that will be at the Eclipse. And this is part of our civic season celebration and awareness. And then we are also on July 2nd. This was an event that Drea Edwards also did last year, History on Tap Trivia Night, which will be themed around civic season. Questions, and it'll be a fun night, and that's going to be at Broken Compass Brewing Company on Main Street, and that is July 2nd at 7. So we have some fun things. And then moving in the future, we're hoping to expand the civic season offerings and maybe partnering with Warm Cookies or someone like that to really sort of get at the civic engagement and education side of it as well. So that'll be fun. Thanks for bringing that up.
No problem. Sweet. Now on to our upcoming council discussions.
So the memo is in the packet. Do you all have any questions about upcoming items, or is there anything Carol would like to highlight?
I would highlight the first one just mentions Breckenridge Arts District, and that reminded me that we currently have a arts survey out in the community Did we send that for to the commission, the art survey? No, I can.
Tam sent it. I don't know how I got it. Tam sent it to me. I don't know how I got that one.
Okay.
Circles. Yeah, I don't know how I got it, but yeah, Tam put me on that email
It's
and
good that.
I sent it out. Yeah,
Channels.
I sent it out to as many people as I could.
Mm-mm.
I have it. You want me to send it to the commission right now?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I have the email. Let me find it.
Otherwise, if anyone has any questions on the bullets there, really, I think the biggest one in front of council is the runway project, so we will talk a lot about that next meeting.
And actually, I think the bulk of the runway conversation, Scott, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it got pushed to the following. The
Yes.
July 8th. That was recent change. We haven't published the packet.
Yeah.
So yes, stay tuned.
Thank you so much, Helen. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Carol. Awesome. If there are there's no more discussion about upcoming council items. Does anyone have anything for other matters?
I don't. Could I go back? I'm sorry, I missed my moment, but I want to go back to upcoming council discussions.
Yes.
How is the discussion being crafted about the relocation of skier parking for the runway project? And what are some of these, like, are we still in that same phase of, I think it was on that McCain lot in terms of where we were going to relocate skier parking? Like, is that still part of the discussion? Has it morphed a little bit? Do we have other locations we're considering?
Thanks for the question, Jocelyn. So the upcoming discussion will be next Tuesday, and it pretty much pertains to what it looks like in terms of size, in terms of numbers of cars accommodated, cost to get that parking out on McCain, and why it's not going to return to Block 11 to the runway development area. That's generally the gist of the conversation. So in order to accommodate, like, where exactly should it be on the McCain property? Like, where the location makes the most sense for various reasons. Again, the cost to make it viable on that property. But based on the evaluation we've done, it'd be really, really difficult to locate the number of cars that we are supposed to accommodate on Block 11 property, the runway property. So really the conversation is focused on how to best fit it onto the McCain property and what that cost will be. So the decision has been made by council already to direct it to McCain.
Okay.
Does that answer some of your questions?
Were you wondering about, will it be free or paid?
No, just, yeah, that location and,
Yeah.
oh no.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just like I said, I know that's a massive undertaking in terms of moving that existing skier parking to a new location. And just, like I said, just wanted to know where we were with that discussion, and hopefully that location can handle. I don't know, I just see a lot of littles operating in that space, and it does scare me to have a bunch of traffic.
Yeah, again, it won't be anywhere near the Upper Blue Elementary. So there's one, and the access to that was one of the reasons.
Right.
And bus access in and
Right.
out there at a terrible time, pretty much during the school year, during the ski
Exactly.
season. So that is one of the compelling reasons why it's not being considered on Block 11 property. So it's a matter of now of figuring out where it fits and how much it costs and what it looks like on McCain.
Fantastic. Thanks for that update, Scott.
Does everyone know where the McCain parcel is? So
No.
Block 11 is right now where the big gravel-free airport parking lot is. That's where the runway housing is going to be. So we have to move the parking. McCain is just north of that, where it'll be closer to the highway where we revitalized the river right there, just north of CMC. So there's a section between the highway and the new road that we're looking at.
Yeah, and the challenge.
Stand
that
Miller
is-
Drive.
The challenge is we have an obligation to provide a certain number of spaces to the ski area, and they would like to see all those numbers be there. So fitting it in those places and where it makes the most sense, that's exactly the content of the discussion. So there'll be some good maps and information on that, hopefully in the packet coming out tomorrow. So
Awesome.
if you have more questions, I'm happy to answer those. But I think the maps always, at least for me, always help
Yeah.
explain what's going on. So.
Revitalization of that area would also, the impact of the cars being there will also probably be something that would be in your discussion.
Or is it seasonally, in other words, the end of ski season, what does it look like come summertime? Yes, and so we collectively as town employees spend a lot of time sifting through the garbage and the leftovers that come from skier parking and actually from snow storage, snow stack.
Yeah.
So we haul a lot of snow as well from the core, and it's full of things you would be surprised and maybe not so surprised on. So, yes, the idea of annually cleaning that and actually polishing the water
Yeah.
before it drains, that's another issue. Yes,
Okay.
that's all part of the consideration. Yes.
Awesome. Do we have any more questions for Scott?
Appreciate it, Scott.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scott, for filling us in on that information. And I do implore everyone to check out the town council packet when it becomes available. I do know Fleur emails that to us. So if we do have any questions, we can have them prepared for our next meeting.
And I mean, I don't send it. Actually, the town mayor, or not mayor, the town clerk sends it. But that's another thing. If you are not getting it, let me know because you should be on, we need to get you on our list. So if you're not getting it, let me know. The town council packet. There's a subscription through the website. Ujala, okay.
Yeah.
I'll get with you to make sure we get you on there.
Really awesome, filled with a lot of cool information. I think I'm like the only person who reads it all the time that's not on town council. But it does answer a lot of questions on current projects, upcoming projects. It just kind of fills you in on the things that are happening in the town that we don't often get the chance to discuss all the time. But we can, and anything in the town council packet, we can always talk about, because we do have our lovely Carol here to help fill out any information that we may not understand from the packet as well, which she's done for me a lot.
For what I don't understand.
I've asked a lot of questions in the past about that.
And maybe
Always,
are we on upcoming agenda topics or other matters? I'm wondering if commissioners would be interested. This reminds me if we do have some sort of how a council ordinance has passed one-on-one. Do commissioners feel like that would be helpful if we could explain when the packets come out, first reading, second reading? Would that be something commissioners would be interested in?
yes.
I do think we still need to organize with the town lawyer to come speak with us at some point. I don't think we ever did that.
We can certainly have Keely come and talk to you all about your role and responsibilities. I think the bill approach, or kind of how the process works, might be something we don't need Keely for. We can probably do that. Yeah. So May, our town clerk, can handle some of that, and we can fill in some gaps as well. But I can certainly talk to Keely about coming and talking about your role and kind of how to best approach that role to meet all the expectations and requirements of the town code.
Thank you so much. I just know it had been a few years since we had done that. I think it's like 2 or 3. And we just have some new members, and I know we talked about doing that again. So just in this moment, I remembered. But I do think that would be really cool too, Carol, to learn about like first and second readings on town ordinances. I think that's it. Um,
Learn more.
Just so I think with that information and everyone receiving the town packet, we can give our opinions at the best time. So as things are still being developed and not after things are a bit more in the finishing process. So I think that'll allow us to be the most effective as a commission. Everyone's so great. I love you all. Well, guess
I just shared the Breck Create survey with the commission too, by the way.
Thank you.
thank you. And so on to other matters or finished with other matters. Cool. And window for, are there any public comment? Yeah. Okay, well, thank you everyone so much for being here. And I would like to adjourn today's meeting. Oh, wait, Abigail. Yes.
Yo quería preguntar, recuerdo que íbamos a reconocer a los hombres que han impactado la comunidad. No sé si eso está en los proyectos futuros.
I wanted to ask, I think we talked a little bit about men who have impacted our community. Is that in future plans to talk about again?
Haven't added it to our diversity so calendar, have we?
I think that was something that was mentioned around Father's Day, possibly.
I think we
Now passed.
meeting on National Men's Day, and I think that started. Or
I'm not sure when that is.
I just remember saying thank you to.
But if you like, we could add it to I mean, that
Mm.
to our calendar and take a look and see if there's a day that would fit either for this year or for the next year, depending on what the commission, how the commission feels.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll find out when that time of the year is and put it on the calendar. And if it's passed, we'll make sure that we celebrate it next year. And if it's still upcoming, we'll work on a plan to celebrate the men in our community.
Looks like it's November, International Men's Day.
Sweet.
Like Movember, kind of that whole.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's a conference. Yeah.
November 19th.
Yeah, November 19th.
Cool. Well, that is upcoming in November. Sweet. Does anyone have anything else? Perfect. I would like to ask to adjourn today's meeting. Need a motion to approve.
I approve. Motion to approve.
And a second, please. Thank you everyone so much for being here this evening. I love you all and I'll see you all soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much.